What's up, you guys? This is Devin with CFX Studios TV, back with another video. And today we're going to be talking about a photography tool. So this video won't be that long, but it's a tool that we all need in our portrait studios. It's a tool that we don't think about a lot when we're thinking about what we need as a photographer, because we're all thinking about gear and the next latest greatest camera, the R5 Mark III, the R6 Mark III, the R7 Mark II, all this other stuff. But this is actually something practical that everybody could use for their clients, and it is a steamer. Now, the reason why I say the steamer is so important is because the steamer itself works for us as photographers, but also our clients. So for the first thing you want to think about when you're thinking about steamers is preparation. When you're thinking about preparation, when a client comes to your studio, or anybody that is a client, you're going off and, on location or whatever, if you have tools at your disposal that make you look professional, it's something that parents love to see if you're photographing their children. Something might not be in the right order. It might be wrinkled. Pants might be wrinkled. Jeans might be wrinkled. Anything might be wrinkled. And if you can just run a steamer over it really quickly without having to warm up a big iron and then burning yourself, and then steamers are so much more nimble. You can use them in midair. You can just run it. It looks so prepared when you're a photographer that actually can have these tools on deck. Not only can you use steamers for your clients, but you can also use steamers as a photographer. There are so many backdrops, like this backdrop I have right here from Cape Backdrops. You can use steamers on. Now, it may not say that in the wording for Cape Backdrops, but I'm just saying in general, there are so many different backdrops that you could potentially use steamers on to help get out wrinkles, so you're able to utilize your studio the right way and that your studio is ready and prepared for everything. Now, not all backdrops can use steamers. Like, I'm not sure if this Cape backdrop is recommended for steamers for a long period of time, or the amount of steam and how hot things are can ruin and damage your own stuff. So use steamers at your own risk. But I'm telling you, steamers can work with all types of fabrics. So if you're using fabric backdrops, you might want to look at the steamers and seeing how well they can help keep creases and wrinkles out of your backdrop. Because once you go, especially if it's a traveling backdrop, once you go to put it back in your bag, everything gets wrinkled, especially if you're working with co-workers that don't know how to put up large backdrops, or you're always in a rush and you're rushed and you put a backdrop in a crinkled way, or if you have some curtains or anything like that that you photograph on, you can use steamers to help you maintain your backdrops. High school portraits happen every year. Every graduate has a high school portrait more often than not, and guys tend to be like, I'll just do whatever my parents say, and they may not think about their shirts. They may not think about their jeans, or they may not think about, any kind of stole or any kind of hat or gown that may have just came out of the box, because you use gowns once once every time you graduate, and you might use one for high school. If you go to college, you might use one for college. And then it's just sitting in your closet forever. But you want to go ahead and steam those cap and gowns so everything is nice and flat. If you have a high school senior, you can impress their parent by making sure everything is nice and pressed and permed, because most of the time, more often than not, they want to look a little bit more on the professional side, a little bit more mature, a little bit more into adulthood. If they go to school with wrinklier clothes, then that's the school days. But when they take portraits that they might have for the rest of their lives, they want to make sure that they're nice, pressed, and perm. The next thing is clients. It's always a nice little thing to have, and you might be able to point out some things that clients might not notice. Maybe some people are not used to ironing and steaming their clothes. So in pictures, so you can keep yourself from retouching, that's another little caveat there. You can keep yourself from retouching by having a steamer on you. If we're at a wedding and somebody has clothing that is wrinkled or something like that, or we're at an event or banquet or something like that, event photography, if you have a steamer on deck and you know somebody's going to take a portrait and they want to steam something out, you can have that with you. It's usually, steamers are not that big, and you can pretty much use almost any kind of water. Don't quote me on that, because I know some steamers use just use the directions as directed, because these are strong devices and you don't want to destroy a background or destroy someone's clothing. Also, corporate clients. Usually corporate clients come in for headshots and they need to be pressed and permed to the T. Make sure that they look good. Jackets, vests, anything that they have on. You want to make sure ties are not wrinkled. You want to make all that stuff, because having a steamer on deck makes you look like a professional. Even if they don't think they need to be steamed, if they see a steamer right there, steamed and ready to go, and you can see steam coming out of it, or if they see a mirror right there, all these kinds of tools that make vanity or make them look good, they're like, hey, this is right here, let me use it. Hey, this is right here, let me use it. Oh, I'm glad you brought that. I'm glad you brought this. You have tape, you have scissors, all these things. And we're going to get into these tools a little bit later. But if you have these tools on deck ready to go and they just look at it, it's going to entice them to use it. You see what I'm saying? Maybe even combs, hair products, all these things. They use it at their own risk, but at the same time, you have it and you look like a professional. And when it comes to professional photography, the next gig is what you need coming in all the time. All right, guys, I'm Devin with CFXTV TV. Thanks for watching this video. Use steamers at your own risk, but they are definitely good to have, especially if you have higher level clientele, higher level photo shoots that you know that people are probably going to hold onto these images for the rest of their life or use in some kind of professional capacity. It will make you look 10 times more professional if you have these little things ready to go. Comments down below. Support the channel in the description below. Share the video, like, hit the bell, and stay tuned for the next video.